EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship. They have gathered from around the world here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final major championship of the year. We will crown our next PGA Championship winner. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Happy to be here calling all the action. Frank, what is the mindset for this final major of the season?
Oh, I think it's taken a long time to get here, but it's well-deserved, Rich. When you think of the luster of the Wanamaker Trophy, winners like Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth of recent, but Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, the list goes on and on. The fourth major, some say the defining major of the year, but played at a golf course that we're well used to now. So I'm looking forward to it, Rich. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. Let's take you down to the seventh hole. So a run of pars leading up to this middle portion of the third round. Frank, what does he need to do in order to make a move here?
Not much more, really, Rich. Just getting an approach shot, maybe 5 or 10 feet closer to the hole than what he's doing right now. He's going to give you so many more opportunities. And that score, well, it'll certainly change.
This sets up well for a chance at the green here at the seventh hole.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich, I tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction. Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Out of the short par 4-8 here at Quail Hollow, just 350 yards. Frank, players can lay it up and just hit a little baby wedge into the green, but why not go for it in one, try to make something happen?
I think both plans work well, Rich. This is one of those holes, the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. You're going to lay it up. If you're going to go for it, just aim at that tree and hit it down there. Just take your medicine.
Not a long shot here into the eighth, but Frank, this approach is still pretty challenging.
Yeah, this is a very narrow green with 4 different levels, so you can either go low, try and skip it up there, or just sort of grab a lofted wedge and try and land it and keep it on the same tier.
That is how it's done, right there. What an approach shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach.
Hard-fought par right there. Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fellas have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards.
Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Just a couple of feet. He'll take par and move on. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. On the green in regulation. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Getting set now over the putt. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey.
Rich, with so few holes left, bogeys are just that much more expensive.
That will really hurt his chances of catching the leader. Now to the par 4 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose. But be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
From the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there.
EA Sports, and the PGA of America are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship.
The season's final major championship is about to get underway here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, as we look at the field for this PGA Championship, this golf course favors what kind of player?
Good drivers of the golf ball, Rich. The first time they had the event actually at Quail Hollow, when it was a regular tour event, David Toms won, who was one of the straightest drivers of the ball. Rory McIlroy's won twice around here, obviously one of the premier drivers of the golf ball. JB Holmes, we know he's long, but also amazingly straight for that length. Ricky Fowler on a good day is a great driver of the golf ball. That's really what Quail Hollow not only requires, but demands.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Good contact, good result. Frank, the PGA Championship historically has given us some of the game's greatest names.
Yeah, I think the diversity of the championship now, the fact that it allows 20 club professionals to go in, people that teach the game, and yet at the same token, it allows the best players to showcase. The Nicklases of the world, the Gary players of the world, all the guys that are in the Hall of Fame that have played this great game, that have tried to win the PGA Championship. This is an event that started in match play, and it's now fully entrenched as one of the great stroke play events in the world.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like.
Woo! Look out, Frankie. We got a good one down the stretch.
Just one shot in between the two at the top.
Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good looking shot right here. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. Good read, good line, well played.
Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right, and then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know your line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
Frank, we always say about Quail Hollow, you have to play with a clear head. You have to be thinking your way around this golf course. So what's the right thought process on this second shot?
Keep the ball in the right section. That front portion there, you can't afford to go long when the flag's there. Conversely, when the flag's in the back, you can't afford to be putting up and over that ridge. So you've got to be flying that ball all the way back there.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. in for par. Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie.
Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. So a tester from 4 feet. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Birdie try again here today. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has is it plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. They par yesterday, this one for birdie. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
To win the PGA Championship.
Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
As is par. And that wraps up the final round. Just a great performance by our champion today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. I think this bet all week long.